it's a corporate building, right? I remember I don't like corporate buildings because there's so many gatekeepers, right? There's always the front desk girl or the guy, and then I gotta get to the director, and then get to the VP of human resources just so that I can pitch them on their TV. It was too much work. So I get intimidated because these people, I feel like these people are more well made than I am. So I get still scared knocking on corporate buildings. This is why our business is focused on small to medium size. But I didn't want that to conquer me. So I still, over time, I learned how to adapt myself and start knocking on corporate buildings. And guess what? It does pay out. It doesn't pay out every single time, but if you don't do it, you miss it every single time. But if you do it, there is a probability, a chance for you to close something on those doors. Case in point, last week I was knocking in this corporate area. I was just thinking, you know what the hell? You're the only business on the block. I'm just gonna knock you anyways. It looked like a corporate building. It got like 30 cars in there and trucks. I just walked in anyways, not expecting too much out of it. And then I walked out with a win bag, right? Was it 10 line win bag? 10 line win bag and Dirk TV. Yes, sir. It's doable. It's possible. Yeah. So
10
the
lines.
bigger the
Holy shit.
risk, yeah, I know. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Everybody tells you about it. It's 10 lines, baby. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you is there are so many things that we stop ourselves because our habits stops us. Our mindset stops us. So you got to be able to be ready to understand how your mind works, condition it, make it or force it or will it to make it work. One of the other things, like I didn't like going to road trips, right? Yesterday, Mo talked about road trips, or the day before. Road trip is phenomenal for me. I don't know if it's phenomenal for you, but for me, it's phenomenal. I had my biggest week on road trip on my first trip to Dallas. Ken was there. I know
That's
whole
right,
gang of
baby.
us, Dre was there. Yeah, we were there for 4 days, 5 days. We had this huge Airbnb with like 6 bedrooms. There's like 20 of us in there. It's like a mosh pit, right? But it's great because we got to know each other very well, and the synergy was so strong. I think that was my top of the my record. I think in a week I did 21 sales in Dallas, and that's what got hooked me. What
That's
hooked
right,
me
baby.
on 21 sales? Darcy Hush. Uh, so yeah, so now like I'm thinking about going road trip. Like I remember the first rope that I had, it was such a validation for me. I need to go back to do more because I'm hooked. The payout was so good. I mean, 21 sales back 2 years ago, that's a lot of money, you know. So all future trips, I always pull this memory, like, you know what, it may not be the best, but it's better than what I currently have. And I want to get out there because I've tasted it. Is sweet, it is nice, it is doable, it's worth your time. Okay. And that's the beauty about how we train, how we adapt and take on different habits and make it work for us, guys. You're in LA. I don't think anyone who's on a road trip right now. Nobody is, right? Oh no, Fernando
I
is.
am. I am. 'Cause you know, Rod,
Dre, where you at? You in San Diego?
San Diego.
Yeah, of course. So Dre, Dre travel. Dre is a road warrior, right? Dre travels everywhere. He goes for months at a time. I go for a week and I'll be like, I miss my house. I want to come back. Dre's like, man, I love it so much. I'll be here for 3 months, right?
Hey man, I miss my
So,
house too. It's just about the money sometimes.
absolutely, I hear you, bro. So again, Dre is such a believer in road trip because he's done a million of these already, and he knows the payout. The habit is there. Every time you get into a road trip, his habit automatically kicks in. Get up early. It's no monkey business. All about bonding. It's all about making money. It's all about having a routine, a schedule, right? That's what I like about it because it encourages us to do better. So now, with all these examples I've been giving you guys, understand that it takes 3 weeks to form a habit, whatever this habit that you want to focus on, right? This task. Let's forget about habit. Let's just focus on task. If you want to learn how to sell good, You need to focus on it for 3 weeks straight. I mean, this means selling and be in the field at the exact same time, finding territory. So there's a lot of variable goes in there. You're right, Diego. That's what it is, man. It's 3 weeks. You remember when you first came into the business. If you didn't persevere, if you didn't do it for 3 weeks in a row or more, there's no payout. 2 weeks, there's no payout either. It's not enough for you to affirm yourself. You know what? This is the right path I choose for myself. I need to conquer this task because there's so much more behind it. We will not do anything in life if there's no payout. You need to understand how humans are engineered. Remember that. You will not do anything without a payout. Why do people still beg on the corner of the intersections and you still see people give money? I still give money to the beggars, right? To the hand. I know I'm encouraging it, but like I know they're gonna turn around, and go and buy some drugs or buy some beers later. But why do I do it? Why do you do it? Because every time you give a dollar to the guy at the intersection that's waiting for the light, the minute that dollar leaves your hand and gets in the other guy's hand, you have what we call endorphin kick. You have a satisfying payout. You're like, man, I just helped this guy. It don't matter because I got change in my glove department. I can give this guy a dollar or two because it made you feel better. You had a payout. Why did the beggar beg? Because he just received a dollar from you. He got a payout. You see how this works? It's all connected. Why does he beg in 110-degree weather? Because there's a payout. So it's habit for him. This is why, like, I respect those people, those homeless on the street in 100-degree weather to be out there sitting in the sun, man. Part of me just feel bad for them. I want to, if I have change, I will give it to him. But this homeless guy look at me like, man, I need to go and work my territory correct today. I'm gonna go to this intersection, that intersection. I need to go and do this so that I can get my habit reinforced. So he's playing us just like anything else. No, he's getting so much enforcement. He's like, man, I don't gotta go to work. I can just sit in the corner and beg and make 50 bucks a day. You know? Again, the brain doesn't know if it's a good habit or bad habit. You have to consciously decide if it is or if it's not. So, having said that, guys, I hope you understand the basic psychology of why it is important for you to, when you embark on a new quest, embark on a new task or a new goal for the week or for the month, you need to see it through. 3 weeks, that's the magic number. 3 weeks, whether it's getting up an hour earlier to hit the field or staying an hour longer after the field, right? Or I like my favorite personal one, which is when you think you're done at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., hit 10 more doors. I think I ran this a while ago, right? It's a psychology thing. At 5 o'clock, man, I'm done for the day. I usually just pack up and leave, right? I got my 2 or 3 sales, I'm out of here. But now I'm thinking, I'm done for the day. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Oh, you know what? I need to do 10 more doors. Just 10 more. And within that 10 more doors, you're going to find a gem. You're going to find somebody you cannot usually get. And you either sign them up or you set up as a good callback, a good appointment to follow back on. And a lot of us did a lot of those sales were just last minute sales. You remember? You get your sales at the end of the day. Dark side, Diego, you know what I'm saying? Because I go through it too. We all go through it.
Most definitely.
Yes. So the payout is there. This is why you and I need to do 10 more doors because there is a payout. Remember, the body doesn't do it if there's no reward. I do extra 10 doors after 5 o'clock because I know there's a payout in those 10 doors. This famous quote I read a long time ago, it says, there is no traffic in the extra mile. You need to understand what that really means. You go hit 10 more doors after 5 p.m. After you told yourself, I'm done for the day, you still hit 10 more doors. Those 10 doors is what we call the extra mile. But guess what? Because you're in the extra mile, there is no traffic going in and out of that mile. It's just you. So you're gonna find something in that extra mile that's only reserved for you and nobody else. Nobody's competing with you. Cool. So focus on this stuff. Let me know if any questions on habits, general psychology behind it. Here, the takeaway here is let's do it right. Let's not half-ass it. Let's do something and push it through 3 weeks, whatever your task is, whatever your personal goal is. Let's just focus on the 3 week consecutive push, right? No taking dips in between, no taking the easy way out, no giving in too soon, because that's what makes us. And that's going to bleed into my closing statement, uh, which talks about uh, how lobsters grow. Okay, you're like, why lobsters, man? It's Friday. Well, some of us got big paychecks. We're gonna be eating lobsters in a little bit, right? Yeah, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So aside from that, I wanted you to understand the basic thing about lobsters and how they grow. Like nobody cares about lobster. Why am I talking about lobsters other than tasty and they're delicious and and everybody wants some of that stuff, right? I want to talk to you about lobsters, the way they evolve, the way they grow, because it exemplifies what we do in our business. Exemplifies what I go through as a personal person every single day as I grow in this business, whether it's the mind or the brain or the body. Okay. So you know what lobsters is, you know how tasty they are, but you don't know, a lot of you don't know how they actually grow from a small lobster to a big one. Okay. So lobsters, they're by default very soft body animals, meaning their meat is very soft. Okay. Because of predators around them, lobsters have to have thick or hard shell. So the only time when a lobster grows, okay, is when his meat, right, the stuff that you and I like to eat, when the meat grows so much, it pressurizes the body because it cannot get out of the current shell because the shell is only one fixed size, right? But if the meat start growing, they have to outgrow their shell. So during extreme pressure, guys, okay? During extreme pressure, it's like think of this: your meat is trying to push out your shell. During this extreme pressure, the the shell of the lobster actually takes a transformation. That transformation is it it, it gets shedded off, and a new layer is built. Okay. Have you guys ever had soft shell crabs before? Okay. Soft shell crab is a crab that's just like a lobster, but it's going through what we call the transformation stage. And the whole shell of the crab is so soft that they eat the whole thing, or at least Asian folks eat everything. So this is the same thing with lobsters, right? Lobsters, extreme pressure, they're forced to grow. Okay. And then the next time when they eat some more, the body needs to again the body becomes uncomfortable because the body get pressurized. And during the extreme pressure, the lobster sheds off its old shell and gets a new one. He does this over and over and over again until he becomes this nice, juicy 3, 4 pounder that you see at the grocery store. What's the point I'm trying to make here, guys? I'm trying to tell you that when things are pressurized for you and I, when things are pressurized or when things becomes difficult, that's when we learn. That's when we grow. Or else you're gonna stay this big forever. Nobody want to stay this big forever, right? You want to be continuously growing. So the only way we do that is being uncomfortable, be pressurized. So if that's true, those obstacles you see in the field every single day, those are the elements, those are the variables that's making you pressurized. It's telling you, hey, you need to take action. If this kind of business scares you, you need to conquer it. If you only work until 3 p.m. and you call it quits, you need to work until 4 or 5 p.m. If you only get in the field at midday and lunchtime where everybody's taking lunch, you need to get there at 9 o'clock. All these variables are forcing against you, is pressurizing you because you're uncomfortable. You're thinking to yourself, I'm comfortable waking up at 9 o'clock or and hang out until 10:30 and get to the field by 11:30. I'm comfortable. I like that. That's my habit. Well, let's change that. Now your new habit is you need to force yourself to be uncomfortable, get up an hour earlier, Get prepped an hour earlier. Get to the field an hour earlier. You do that 3 weeks in a row, guys, you are good. The body is gonna receive the new side of you, this new person you just created for yourself. So today, understand that once you get out there, focus on one habit you want to focus on, not five, not 17, one habit, one task that you want to focus on, and go serious with it for 3 weeks. Okay? Chances are most of us will not take 3 weeks to see a change or see a positive change. It's going to be sooner than that. But I just want to say 3 weeks because that's what the book is preaching to us about, and that's like the universal timeline. It's about 3 weeks. Okay, so pick one habit or one task today, and don't forget about your past history. Right? A lot of sales company always ask you, "What have you done for me today?" We're not that kind of company. Okay, we want you to understand that hey, you are doing 4 sales a week, 5 sales a week. Let's celebrate that. Let's not forget. Let's not underplay your success. Let's not just oh yeah, last week I did five. You're not going to do five again. The fact you're doing five and somebody's doing 1 sale a week, that's a big difference, guys. You are doing so much better than somebody else. Again, we're not racing against anyone else here. We're racing against ourselves, guys. So get the task going, get the habit going, understand how your brain works, right? It only works because it's a payout. Find your payout and focus on that because that's what's gonna keep you going in furthermore in the field. And then while you're out in the field, think about the lobster. Okay? Think about how pressurized it can be. Think about the only time a lobster grow is when it's pressured, when it has nowhere else to go, when it's extremely uncomfortable. Just like when I pitched that nail salon when I first started, I was so uncomfortable pitching the nail salon. But now I love nail salons because I love 20 pairs of eyes looking at me. Okay? So it's all about conditioning, guys. Whatever your obstacle is, find it. There's a way around it. Don't just chalk it up and move on. Okay? So there goes my meeting as far as the habit of being a lobster. If you guys have any questions, inputs, anything specific I can run with you or give you my side of the story. We're good.
What's your favorite type of lobster?
Favorite type of lobster. The type that's free, brother. Come on, man. That's a what kind of trick question is that? It's a trick question, isn't it? Free lobsters, baby, all
I like
day.
this
You
guy. I like this
close the
guy.
owner of the business, and you tell them, hey, in exchange for this free TV, you give me two lobsters, garlic style.
House special style. Where you lick
Yeah,
your
Andy knows
fingers.
what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go. Yeah, if you guys don't
Yeah.
know, we gotta take you to a spot so you can know.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ken knows the
Uh-oh.
best spot for lobsters, man. Back in the days,
Cliffhanger.
this is. But yeah, guys. So I mean, give yourself. You need to give yourself some props, man. We all need to give ourselves some props for working in the condition that it is. People are freaking out left and right, and you and I, we're hustling, we're doubling up, right? We're preach it because we're truly doing it. A lot of people can say it, they can't back it up with action. But you and I, we can because we're out there, we're hustling, and our paychecks proves it. That
Let's
makes
go,
you and I a winner
baby.
every day. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, Andy. I think if there's no other questions, I'll pass it back to you, Andy.
Sweet. I thank you for that message, P. Be a lobster. Be a lobster. Cool. So I
Thank
just
you for
want
that.
to end it off with high rollers here. But before I get into that, I wanted to correct myself and say that on Saturday, we're actually open at 8, not 10. So get yourself an early push, early start, so you can end your day a little earlier. We're open at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. All right, cool. So let's get into this high rollers here. This is for all the people who performed at the highest level yesterday, right? So we did over 29 sales. This is amazing, guys. This is the highest of highs post pandemic. All right, so give yourself a round of applause there. That's
Yeah,
what Peter said.
let's get it.
Yeah, you guys got to give yourself some credit. This is every single sale that you guys do should be an accomplishment. Okay, and you shouldn't even look at it that way. It should be like every time you go out and you push yourself for success, that's a success. That's an accomplishment. Okay, so for all of you guys who wrote a donut, wrote a zero, as long as you learn and you feel like you're better for the next day, give yourself golf clap, because that's what it takes to get better. All right. So, guys, we had Edgar, Diego, Cameron, Jeff, Chris, Eddie, Summer, Joel, Steven, Jonathan, Matthew, Ryan went out there and got one sale yesterday. Like I said, you guys make the biggest difference. This is the reason why we're able to hit higher highs. So, good job to you guys. All right. We had Rudy Sanchez went out there in SD on the road trip, got two yesterday. Give Rudy a round of applause, guys. Rudy, are you on this line?
Good job, Rudy. You're in spirit.
Cool. We got Andre went out there and led by example, took his whole team to SD and still performed out there with two sales under his belt. Great job, Andre. All right. And his right hand man, Dan the Man, Danny Cortez, coming from Victorville all the way to SD, went out there and got two sales himself. Great job, Dan the Man. All right. And then we got Ryan Quinton. Every time I see this guy score some points, I'm happy for him. I'm like, is it his twin or is it really Ryan? But great job out there, Ryan. Way to get two sales out there. Good to
Big
have you back,
dog.
brother. Big dog. All right. And then, man, this is a whole different level. This is a new tier right here, guys. Right? Being able to do four, even three sales in a day. You know how proud you can feel after that, right? This guy did four sales all by himself in Milwaukee, right? Lone wolf, one soldier by himself. Francisco went out there and got four sales, made over $1,000 in one day. Guys, this is game changer. $1,000 a day, Comma Club, one day, guys. This is unbelievable. This is not. This is living by the standard of one sale, one deal, 1 hour. 1 hour, one deal. He's living by it right now. All right. And last but not least, Peter, last but not least, we had him speak on this call today because of his wonderful success. This is magnificent. Being able to go out there and produce 5 sales in one day, you don't see that too often, right? So, man, Peter, I know you said a lot already, but if there's a few more words that you want to add on what worked for you, we want to hear it from you.
The number's actually off. I actually did 6. Last one I put in
You dirty
35, but
dog.
I am a dirty dog. Wrapped in bacon. Um, so I think I talked about this last week. Is just once I find a good area, guys, the receptivity is high. I don't go anywhere else. There is no more grass is greener in San Diego, Toronto, Tennessee. No, none of that stuff. Once I find a small pocket that I like, and you find a good pocket when people are super receptive to you. They like you. They don't push back as hard. They're very nice. You can tell because a lot of these streets have personalities, right? I remember I will get totally different feedback from one block. People don't like me for whatever reason. It was back to back. They're just rude. They have no time for you. Guess what? I leave right away and go find a different block. Once I find a different block, it could be adjacent street, it could be a parallel street, but the vibe just changes. I don't know if it's me. Do I smell bad in one block and do I smell like Gucci in the second block? I can't tell what's the reason why people love me the second block, you know. But once I find a good block of businesses, I do not go anywhere. I stay there. I just reloop and I reloop and I reloop. One of the I did one I did a win back and it took me 3 times to get him, to find him, to tell him, hey, we need to make this change. I went back to him 3 times on 3 separate days. The only reason I can do that is because I was working in the area and I like that area, right? Because it's hot. So after the third time I saw him, I was able to get him on. It was 1 for 3. I got him one business, but I got 3 out of it. Okay, so it does pay off, guys. It's just you really need to like stop thinking that this block is not good or that block is not good. If you do your due diligence and work your territory correctly, loop it correctly, there is no point of you running around in circles all day looking for new turf when your turf is where you see the most success and stay with it. Keep on looping it. People will know you after a while. They trust you because they see you. I walked into the door last week. They were saying that, hey man, I saw you on your scooter, bro. I was wondering when you're gonna come through. Yeah, how much is scooter? Now we're talking about my scooter, my Segway. So for those of you who don't know, like I don't walk in the field, guys. Walking is overrated. I glide with my Segway, and it's like I'm the Chinese Aladdin, but with a direct TV sale. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. A Chinese Aladdin that's trying to sell you direct TV. And people love it because it's the talking point, right? And then people see you because you're the only one they see in the whole block. You know, I sent a picture last week about the guy selling elotes and ice cream. I'm gonna outwork that guy. I told you I was gonna outwork that guy, and I did outwork that guy. Sure enough, yesterday I saw the same guy working the same territory, but he's still there though. So I guess only time will tell who's gonna outwork who, right?
Pete, where
But
do I
like
buy the scooter?
Amazon, babe. No, no.
Ah,
Right
what's your
through me,
coupon code?
right through me. I'll get you a good deal. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll get royalties for referring, bro.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for your tip always, man. You've always taught me really the game along with Ken, so appreciate you tremendously. Guys, this is the scoreboard this week. You know what I mean? If you're not where you're at this week, um, this is for you, right? Whatever your goal is, strive for it and make sure you hit it because what Peter talked about, it becomes a habit. Okay, don't sell yourself short, right? Do as much as you can to reach that goal of yours. Ryan, you're right there in terms of where we need to be as a leader, 5. So good job to you, Peter and Francisco. So let's go out there and make it happen all over again. And again, if you guys do at least 2 sales today, you'll get a free $20 buy-in. All right, on the next poker night that we have. Okay, so let's see you guys on the board today. You guys have a great weekend, great week. All right, thank you.